I know, right?
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning LaLa Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Chelsea Moyer. This is Good Morning LaLa Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku. It's going to be a Good Morning LaLa Land.
Right, today is all about hashtag Motivation Monday. We are going to talk about how to find your motivation. We're going to talk with one woman about getting luxury in her curves and getting motivated by them, and another young entrepreneur about her inspiring story of how she's going to motivate us, right?
It's always helpful.
I'm serious.
I left the Mondays behind when these guests came to the house. Good morning. We want to welcome back in the studio two very special, very inspiring, very motivating women. Ms. Brandee J, the creator of Luxe Kurves magazine. Good morning, Brandee.
Good morning.
And we're so excited to see you, Taarini.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So exciting. And Taarini, thank you for coming in all the way from Silicon Valley to La La Land this morning, bringing us a copy of her first book, The Young Aspiring Entrepreneur. Wow.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
At 14 years old, I'm dying to know what's your morning routine like? I mean, for somebody who wrote a book at your age, you must wake up on fire, right?
Yeah. My morning routine, well, I wake up, brush my teeth, take a bath, and then I think while I eat breakfast, usually I help people on my Instagram account called Classy Women, where we help women with any problems. And me and my best friend, Komal, we founded this Instagram account to empower women, motivate them, and fight any of their problems.
Wow, I think you two have a lot in common back there.
Yeah, we do.
Brandee, what's your morning routine like? How do you start your day?
Oh, well, getting my kids up for school is always a struggle. So getting them up, getting them ready. But normally I start off with doing my meditation for 20 minutes. And then I do my daily affirmations. Then I get them up. And then as I'm getting dressed, I read my personal motivational statements amongst all that. And then just start my day off and just check emails, check Instagram, and update and email my team.
So Brandee, I'm very curious. Would you mind sharing your personal motivational statement with us?
I have 20 of them.
Just one.
Well, one of them is to, my book comes out, The Unshakable Curvy Confidence, this year. So one of my personal statements is to have my book as a #1 bestseller. And I repeat my statements every day. And also, I have an event coming up on the 16th, the Boss's Brunch. So I added that into saying, I want my event to be an amazing event to empower women. So depending on what's going on, I use those personal statements to motivate me every day. And then I always visualize what I want to do in the future, as well as adding that to my personal statement as having a camp for young girls called the SJ Girl Camp after my grandmother.
Wow. I'm motivated.
Well,
Well, thank you both so much for being with us today here at Good Morning LaLa Land. We're excited to know more about your stories later in the show.
So how was the birthday weekend? We celebrated on Friday at Henry. So awesome.
We did. It was my birthday weekend, and you guys, I had so much fun. I almost feel guilty for how much fun I had this weekend, and it started at the Henry. I'm so grateful to you guys both for being there, for the whole Focus family, for coming out and supporting me, some of my new friends, old friends. It was just incredible to be surrounded by the community. We had birthday cake from Erin and balloons, and we danced. My God, it was just so fun to celebrate life with this incredible community. It really was.
A lot of people showed up.
Yeah, you have intimate friends, just
Okay.
Not that we're
We had no
surprised.
plans to a big party. Okay, good.
I just put the invitation out there. It was very casual, and you have that little bit of the birthday hesitation. Like, oh, if I invite people, are they really going to come? People came out on force, you guys, and it was so amazing. The flowers and the balloons. And then on Saturday, I spent the day just very relaxed, catching some sun at Soho, Malibu. Ran into this gorgeous one, Ms. Kelly Gores, on the cover of Focus magazine. And then went totally rock and roll, drove to the Mojave Desert and went and saw our good friend John Ferreter, who leads the Tearaways. The Folcos, an amazing family band, opened up for them. And it was just such a good time. Man, we were just dancing and singing, eating popcorn shrimp. It was so fun. And then Sunday, I spent more time in Malibu. I went to Malibu Wines and I went on the safari.
Wow.
Have you guys ever done that before?
No.
Yes, Okay, so it was sold out, and I thought, well, who's going to turn down a birthday girl? I'm just going to show up. So I showed up, and there were giraffes, and we fed llamas and drank wine the whole time. It was so much fun. It was like a complete escape from La La Land, as we typically know it, you know?
Oh my gosh, I cannot follow that up with a birthday. I'm so glad my birthday is like so many months away. That's a hard follow up.
But it was just so much fun to just really, truly, like I said, celebrate life with everybody and realize that it's okay to have fun. I'm really setting my intention for this year to just be all about love, to love on myself, to love my community, and just celebrate that guilt-free.
So important.
That's huge,
Oh
and
my
it's a
gosh.
great topic you bring up. I think we're going to talk about it probably in a future show, but just becoming so happy that you actually start to feel guilty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Challenge about
that's a
that.
good one. If
Let's
you
talk
have
about that tomorrow for sure. I think it's a very important topic. We're going to have to dive deep into that.
And our good friend Nacho Aramani, he was at the birthday on Friday night, gave me a very special gift. He's been such a light in our community, and he had an incredible show this weekend. Erin, I think you were there, right?
It was really beautiful. Called Grand Performances. It's downtown. I don't know how often they do it, but it's all free, donation only, and then you can become a member. But he played these instruments in the water, so it's so cool. He like comes out, he's like this god walking into the water, and he comes and he's like splashing the water and drumming, and he's got this voice that is clearly a divine source conduit for that. So it was incredible. But I do have to give a shout out because I never was able to talk about the event for
right.
Love Made Me Do It down at self-love lessons down at Row downtown LA. And I just want to give a shout out to Tammy and to the Aura, like they read auras, origami showroom down there. And it was, you guys, honestly, I've spoken a lot, different events. I speak a lot with like boss babes and people who are up to entrepreneurial, and we trickle in the, spirituality. But this was all about love, and I was really able to just hone it with taking modalities and doing prayer work and transformation work for over an hour with over 100 women. And it was just, you just know when you're in your zone. And it was, I was just so thankful and grateful to just be in that space and connect with people and touch lives. It was an honor.
Awesome, Erin.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so
an amazing
fun.
community, right? Here in LA.
Yeah. Yeah, so but back to the weekend, oh my gosh. And then I was driving down to Orange County. I met with Brooke, my girlfriend. We talked. She went to Gary Vee. I know a lot of you guys know Gary Vee out there. She went to his $10,000 4-day event over in New York where they go through his entire media company. It was a 200-page a presentation. She gave me some of the cliff notes. I'll stay tuned. I'm going to be working through this for a while. And then I was driving down there, and then I went to Tim's Story over in Pasadena on Sunday night. So I gotta admit, I'm done driving, you guys. I'm like, over LA right now. I just wanna next weekend, do not ask me to do anything. I'm not doing it.
It's
Sorry.
so funny how Erin's like, okay, I need to retreat. And I'm like, more socializing.
Yeah.
This feeds my soul.
I'm like, meditate on the beach alone. Don't talk to me. Yeah.
Oh, Rob, what were you up to this weekend?
Oh, nothing close to these two women. I mean, you guys had an epic weekend. For me,
well,
it
you
was-
were celebrating.
did celebrate with you, which
Yes,
was amazing.
that was
we
so
did
fun.
the Henry Soho House. That was awesome. And then I had clients this weekend. I had some friends in town. I had some additional clients in town. So it was a little bit of a work weekend. So for me, it was great. I spent a lot of time at the beach, though. So that was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Besides that, caught up on some reading.
Right.
And, yeah, it was nice.
So we have a little surprise. Do we want to talk about one of the guests today?
Let's save it for when we come back after this break.
Okay, let's do that. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we have a little surprise for you guys. So stay tuned.
Welcome to the Focus TV studios in West Hollywood. I'm Jessica Moyer, host of LA Unscripted and co-host of Good Morning LaLa Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show. And today I have the privilege to announce the latest issue of Focus magazine, and we're calling it the Empowerment Issue. These pages are filled with some of the most amazing personalities that are truly empowering others. On the cover is Ms. Kelly Poors, a filmmaker who's dedicated her work to empowering others to take charge of their own health and wellness and heal. We're also proud to feature Mr. Mark Teschner, a 9-time Emmy Award-winning casting director for General Hospital. I had the honor of interviewing Mr. Teschner at Prospect Studios, where he is empowering some of the most talented personalities in daytime television. It is an honor to feature Ms. Ellen Racketon, a 13-time Emmy Award-winning producer known for her work empowering others through The Oprah Show and now in Red Table Talks. She is a true entertainment mogul, a loving mother, and an absolute empowerista. And speaking of Empowerista, the creator of the Empowerista show herself, Ms. Alex Worley. And where can you find an LA dining experience that feels like home? Right in Encino on Ventura Boulevard. I had the honor of interviewing Chef Nigel at Davenport's, where it's good food, good friends, and great family. And Focus magazine readers now have a new morning routine. Bel Air is welcome to Mr. Warren Kalu, aka Chef Warren of Holy Juice, an incredible juice bar right at the Bel Air Glen Center. Also in this issue, Mr. Kim Vo, known as the best blonder in the business. No matter what celebrity he's working with, he always goes back to his roots. A special shout out to Ms. Lillian Garcia, who I had the honor to interview for the previous cover of Focus magazine. Part of her empowering tribe is From Music to Mindset with Arden Kaylin and Greg Sims with a practical goal-setting technique. And Elizabeth Winkler contributed a very empowering piece from Laura Wasser, who is changing the face with divorce because it's over easy. Also featured fellow TV host Ms. Lisa Torres, who's empowering us to live a very high vibe life. And not all heroes wear capes, and we're proud to feature Focus TV family member Ms. Sally Colon, the filmmaker behind Women Like Us documentary. And our travel editor, Ms. Wendy Brokaw, contributed a great piece about a chic hotel in the desert. Empowering us all to crack the code on social media, our friend, Ms. Emily Raber. And it was an honor to celebrate the 45th Annual Daytime Television Awards. It was conscious conversation and red carpets, an epic week of glamour and giving back. I had the honor of interviewing some of the most prominent people and personalities in daytime television. A special thanks to Mr. Kent Speakman and Connect TV for partnering with Good Morning LaLa Land to empower us and entertain us. It's all empowerment in this issue of Focus magazine. We are the only magazine in the country that offers a full video library to complement our print features. Your favorite interviews are also available as a podcast on iTunes. I'm Jessamine Moyer, and for all of the entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment we share today, don't miss the latest issue of Focus magazine. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. We are so excited because we are honoring hashtag Motivation Monday, and we truly have some of the most motivational women on the planet. We want to welcome back to the show Ms. Brandee J. She's the creator of the Luxe Kurves magazine. Of course, Taarini Dang, one of the youngest and impactful entrepreneurs on the planet. And thank you so much for being here, Ms. Tosca Musk. Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tosca, we have a little look at passion flicks. Let's take a peek.
Suck me or fuck me. Oh, hey, gorgeous.
What are you wearing? I showed up to the house last night with an erection the size of Texas.
Aren't you supposed to call a doctor if that problem persists for more than 4 hours?
It worked!
Are you falling for her?
Is that a serious question?
Trust me.
Oh my gosh, that is so hot.
Thanks.
Tell us a little bit about the service.
So Passion Flicks is a female-focused platform. We wanted to take the billion-dollar romance novel industry and turn them into movies and series and really create content specifically for women. There's so much content out there, and nothing really speaks to us in a more open, friendly, sexual, sensual way, and allows us to be a little bit more carefree and enjoy ourselves and respect ourselves. And so we wanted to create something just for women. And that's what Passionflix is.
Oh, it's so inspiring. I mean, to see the stories of all these women sitting on the couch at 14, creating classy woman, Passionflix, embracing our curves and empowering us. I mean, this truly is a very enlightened and empowering crowd. Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
So excited to hear all of your inspirational stories. So today, we want to talk about how to find your motivation. And motivation's a funny word because we always talk about inspiration versus motivation. It's really one and the same. And so it reminded me of a story. So one day, this was like a couple years ago, a few years back, I was doing a Facebook Live. And we were talking about finding your purpose and calling and and I was talking about how basically the call for me came through in meditation, like literally the voice spoke through like what my calling was. And I got this message after that live stream from this woman. She said, oh my gosh, that conversation changed my life because I have been seeking and trying to find my calling and what motivates me. And I keep looking out there. I've gotten coaches, I've read everything under the sun, I've done all these seminars, and I just can't feel like it's right. She goes, I never even thought that it would be a calling that would come from within. And I was like, and I just thought that it's so important because motivation, as we think about motivation, like going to a Tony Robbins, getting pumped up and motivated, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, yeah, I'm just not so motivated. I don't know why. So like true inspiration, true motivation always begins from within. So such an important conversation.
How do you tap into that, Erin?
You know how to tap into
I don't know how you tap into
that was
it.
so sweet.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I actually had my calling. I had been meditating for years and years, like in my closet, literally. And I mean, it was just like the mind chatter, the this, the that, and then you slowly begin to quiet the mind and whatever. And then I'll never forget one day a voice, like literally, as they call the voice, started streaming through. And you can call me crazy because I'm a little bit, but literally, it was like one of those moments when you go in and you're so intent on clearing the space, not desiring to manifest anything, but literally clearing the space and allowing whatever is to be spoken through from your heart, from spirit. And it was just the call. And one of the calls was really to come out to LA and use media to convey the truth to the world.
Wow, incredible. Well, we've had a number of psychics on, and they've all confirmed that you have this very strong intuitive ability. And what about you, Jess? How do you tap in?
I'm figuring that out. I'm telling you the truth. It's been really interesting too because I think for a long time I saw the validation or the inspiration from others. Other people telling me, you're good at this, why don't you try that? Do a blog. And nothing was really settling with me because it wasn't coming from within. And then when I really stepped into it and I thought, what is it that I want to do? What is my purpose and what is my calling? And really truly honoring that, the opportunities flowed. So now I'm finally like walking my truth in that, and it's the most fun I've ever had.
So cool.
Wow, love that.
How about you, Rob?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think for me, it's been one of the greatest challenges of my life because my mind has always been so busy. And with that mind chatter, I can't hear. For the longest time, I couldn't hear anything on the inside, so I'd get frustrated. And then I finally got to the place where I was like, if all I hear is silence, I'm going to be completely comfortable and at peace with that. And then the download happens. So for me, it's about sort of accepting what is in the moment, truly and deeply, and just appreciating the peace and the silence if you don't hear anything, and then before long you start to hear a whole lot. Right? Yeah, then you can't turn it off.
Last night at Tim's Story, did have an incredible talk. The guy's an amazing speaker, and he talked about clay, like how you're going to actually make a pot, and how when you first put the clay on the wheel, it kind of goes all over and it's like bouncing all over, and you got to like kind of direct it, and then you slowly like get it to like form. And the point is, he said, discipline. We need discipline at some level to be able to get into source, to even be able to be molded. If we keep trying to think we're going to do it like just the individual self, we have to get into that that part of us that's connected to really hone down the discipline to be able to really truly get that motivation, that inspiration. Such a great talk, Tim Story. Thank you so much for having me last night there. So
I love that principle. And in the Course of Miracles, it says, we accomplish so little because we have undisciplined minds. And that's one of the challenges, I think, is to discipline the mind, but not in a way that's filled with judgment, but in a way that's just about practicing, cultivating this focus.
So true.
I have a hard time with the word discipline because if I'm honest, it does not seem like a positive thing. I never associated discipline with a positive outcome. Discipline to me was like punishment. Oh my God, I have to discipline myself. This is so bad. It's really interesting, though, to reframe that, even listening to you guys and think, oh, okay, if I'm maybe strategic and consistent, I might have to reframe those things to consider that to be disciplined.
Absolutely, and I think part of it too, Jez, is I call it blissipline because
I like that.
Yeah,
I'll stick with
I'm
blissipline.
committed to that. So like the meditation or whatever it is, I try to make it fun, or at least find something about it that I enjoy, and then that's my commitment, is to enjoying the meditation and to enjoying the workout. It's way easier.
Like Joseph Campbell said, he said, follow your bliss. But actually what he said it was sacrifice and bliss, sacrifice and bliss. And we forget that part of it. So may you follow your bliss, but you got to have some sacrifice and some discipline. And so let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to the back and talk with Tosca, Elon Musk's sister. Hello, let's get this thing on, you guys. Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome to Good Morning LaLa Land. We are so excited to announce
That Good Morning LaLa Land is now being featured on Connect TV.
That's right. You can check it out on Apple TV, Roku, iOS, and Android, as well as on the web.
Check us out. We're going to be everywhere, literally.
We are going to believe, connect, and change the world. It's going to be a Good Morning LaLa Land.
Hello, Los Angeles. I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Papra.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the globe.
Welcome to Good Morning LaLa Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jez Moye.
And we're making history as the first live streaming daily talk show.
This is where all kinds of shit happens.
Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles, at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. So, Kelly, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alyssa. This is so fun.
I know.
What's up, Rose girls? I'm Jessica Carroll. Today we're gonna have so much fun because we have fitness personality Katie Austin.
Hey,
we're
thanks for having me on.
with
Cheers.
Katie Austin.
I love it. It
Cheers.
feels like a Saturday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest. In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. I mean, no big deal, but huge. Hi.
Thank you. Hi.
Are we so excited right now?
We are so excited.
I mean, we have roses, we have perfect lighting, we've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Pascucci, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Today on Moms Matter, we're going to talk about money, 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 something that we all struggle with and we need help with. And that's why we have the fabulous Winnie Sun, who's here with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you've been on MSNBC and Forbes, and you are the money expert.
Welcome back live from Los Angeles. I am so honored to have Tosca Musk. Elon Musk's sister in the house. She is a director, producer. She has passion flicks. We're going to hear all about it. And she's a mother of twins. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
So wonderful to have you here. Thank you for
you.
your time.
Thank you for having me.
You have made such an incredible impact, not only on the film industry, but really empowering women with passion flicks. I'm really excited about this. Like the original content that's being created around something that's so romantic, it actually is really empowering to women.
Absolutely. I think that romance novels in particular are the most empowering for women because it allows us to be open about our sexuality, be able to have those conversations with men and other partners. So the entire idea is to promote conversation, communication, compromise, feeling comfortable with your sexuality, being able to say yes or no, making it your choice as a woman, as opposed to feeling pressured into something and not knowing how to explain or what you really want. So this really encourages you to be,
So this genre, right?
Right?
This genre is still the largest best-selling genre of books.
Yes.
And also, I have a story. So my grandmother, she had this home down at the beach in San Diego, and I'll never forget. My cousin said I was down there one summer, and she goes, I was just bored. I was on the beach. She goes, I picked out a romance novel, and I was on the beach, and it was like, I forget one day. She was turning the page and. She goes like this, she's about to flip the page and she saw my grandmother's lipstick, like a finger mark, like it was the hottest scene of the movie, of the book. So this is a genre that is not going anywhere.
No, and it shouldn't. It's so fantastic and it's just so fun. It's like, this giddy pleasure for women. I think it's fantastic.
But we can also use romance to problem solve, right?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, so basically it's about communication. So the more you are able to communicate, the more you feel confident in yourself as a person, as a woman specifically, the more you can communicate, which ultimately would result in problem solving.
Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Because I'm just fascinated with different kinds of communication, nonverbal, verbal. For you, what would you say have been some of the lessons you've learned through the process, just sort of about communicating effectively with people?
Well, so communicating with people, I'm a very honest and pretty blunt person. I think this is a family trait, actually. So I don't really have that much of a hard time communicating with people. People might sometimes have a hard time receiving that communication because it can be pretty blunt. And I'm like, let me just honestly speak to you. And they're like, I'm not sure about honesty. I'm scared.
It was great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That honesty was scary. But just I've directed 4 of these features now for Passion Flicks in the last year. We've done 5 movies, and it's been awesome. But just for myself as a woman, and a female director, because we do everything so much in the female gaze, I work with the men and the women, and I talk about how we're supposed to communicate on camera. So when a man can touch a woman, what is the right time for him to touch a woman? When did she provide you with consent? Like, what was the look or the feel or the words that she used in order to say, you have the right to touch me at this moment? And it's any kind of touch. It's a touch on the arm, it's a touch on the back, it's wherever you want to, wherever you're going to touch the woman. And the same thing with the woman, the female characters. A lot of times actresses will go towards the sadder side. If somebody hurts them, they'll cry, they'll be sad. And in our movies, I'm like, no, we don't cry over boys. You don't cry over boys. You're going to hold yourself strong. You're going to communicate your feelings in a way that he can respond to you in a very positive way, as opposed to, you hurt me, and cowering. They need to be strong and communicate. And the same with the man. They need to come out and say what it is that they're feeling. Men don't really talk about that.
It seems like you have an inherent strength. Let's talk about growing up in the Musk family. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm the only girl, and I was the youngest. So I have 2 older brothers, and then I have 3 cousins. My parents, my mother was a twin, so every weekend we would hang out together. My aunt ended up having a daughter later on, but she's, I think, 13 years younger than me. So initially it was just me and these 5 boys growing up, which if you want to hang out in 5 very strong South African boys, you better learn how to, do spitting fights and play soccer. And also be very, you have to stand your ground. You have to be able to, have that, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's hard. I don't know if anybody else was brought up with 5 boys, but.
So what was it like? Here you are, you've grown up in this strong, masculine arena, and then you pick passion flicks. Like, what was it? What was the moment where you went, this is what I want to do?
Well, so I think that one of the things about growing up in my family is that, there are strong male influences as well, but my mother is probably the most powerful woman I've ever met in my life. And so she would just sit there and go, right, we don't take that. So you just take care of yourself. And you just, you have to go in there and go, okay, great, I got this, I can do this. So I think, at the end of the day, I have her, which is very valuable. And of course, my brothers have her as well. And she's a major influence in our lives. But I think that I went into this world of passion flicks because I was making so many movies before that were more Woman in Jeopardy or cupcake movies, which are, I'm unfulfilled in life, nobody loves me, I need to move to a small town and learn how to bake a cupcake, that sort of thing, and then somebody will love me. And there's a place for those movies, and they're good to watch, but doesn't speak to me as a woman. And I've always been this advocate for how women should speak to their power, should speak to other people, how they should communicate, how they can get everything that they want out of life. They just have to own it. They just have to go for it. There's nothing stopping them whatsoever. Right. So if I can create a platform that can empower women in emotional strength in any way whatsoever, then that's the way I'm going to go. And everything that I do is focused on love. So I firmly believe that if you can tell stories that have hope, love, passion, romance, and happy endings, people will pay attention. Or is there?
It's so inspiring how you've really truly owned your femininity and taken power and strength from that, even into motherhood for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We want to hear a little bit about that story. How did you decide? Because here you are, you have passion, romance, all this stuff, and then you've decided to have twins, in vitro, sperm donor. Tell us how the hell that came from.
So I was at Burning Man because, because that's what you do. Exactly. Just a lot of
soul searching.
Exactly. Well, so we go to Burning Man. My friends and I go to Burning Man every year, and this will actually be our 20th year this year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so we've gone for many, many years, and it is one of the most incredible art festivals out there. And you can, do whatever you want, but it's a really incredible event. It's the one time you can, step away from social media or technology and then just explore what you feel and come to some realizations. So when you talked about meditation earlier on, it's really like a meditation festival if you wanted to look at it that way. It's a place where you can go and evaluate your own purpose and goals. So we were, I'd mentioned it to one of my brother's friends that I wanted to have kids, and he's like, go for it, this is fantastic. And here, speak to my wife. And she's like, yes, it's great. These are the problems you're going to have. This is how hard it's going to be, but it's going to be fantastic and you can handle it. I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to mention it to my brother and see how the family takes it. And so we go out into the desert, and I say to my one brother, I was like, so I would like to have kids. And he goes, that's fantastic. I think you should do it. I 100% support you in this in that decision. I was like, wow, okay, maybe I'm not crazy. And then I say to my other brother, so I think I'm going to have kids on my own. I'm going to do this on my own. He goes, that's fantastic. Kids are awesome. You're going to love it. It's the best thing you could ever do. I love it. That's fantastic. Do it. I was like, oh, okay. So I called my mother as soon as I got home. I was like, so
when I'm out in the desert. Okay, hey mom.
I'm like, hey mom, so I am going to have kids on my own. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Great. How do we choose the donor? Let's make this happen. I'm coming over from New York and we can come up with a plan. I was like, oh, wow. That was a very positive response from everybody in my family. So I guess I'll just contact our doctor. Contact my doctor, and I said, so I'm going to have kids of my own. Fantastic. This is who you contact. I was like, okay. I was pregnant a year later.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. The following July, I was pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're 5 now.
The kids are 5.
And how's it been for you?
Best decision I ever made in my entire life. Best decision, hands down. I mean, is it hard? Absolutely. I mean, having kids is a daily struggle and love. You know what I mean? It's the most welcoming, beautiful experience ever. they are they're like mini-me's and they just run around. And you learn something every single day from having children. So as they explore and learn, it's like you get to re-explore and relearn with them. And it's really a beautiful experience. So yes, the first couple of years were hard, not gonna lie, but completely satisfying. And they're kind of like gone in a blur.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was hard. I remember it being hard. I think maybe it wasn't so hard. Whatever.
So I can't imagine, because my son now will be turning 23 on August, and he's a total entrepreneur. So I can't imagine when your kids are, 20, they're going to be turning on the entrepreneur hat, and it's going to be like a fest in your family.
It's going to be awesome.
So let's talk just for a minute about what is it like to be Elon Musk's sister? What is that like? Is it like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, what is that?
Yeah, I mean, he's my brother. I mean, so he's just, to me, he's my older brother. He's really nice and supportive and great guy to hang out with, and he has great kids. And
clearly the genius runs in the blood.
Thank you.
So,
but both of my brothers are, just really awesome guys. Like, I'm very fortunate. My family is genuinely fabulous. I have nothing bad to say about them, or it's not difficult. It's really mind expanding, right? So if there's ever a problem or an issue, I can go to either one of my brothers or my mother and say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm confused about. And they go, great, here we go, let's problem solve. So we're very much so a family unit in that regard. And,
that's wonderful.
So yeah. I think
Any vision of what you see is happening in technology? What is it that you are most excited about when it comes to technology in the future and where things are going?
Oh, technology. So that's not really my forte. Mine's all storytelling. So the fact that technology can allow more get rid of this barrier to entry for storytelling, that is the thing that's most appealing to me. But technology, that's definitely more my eldest brother's side.
But you can tell story through the technology, right?
Absolutely. I don't know how to tell stories through VR yet. That's a very different world for us, and augmented reality is going to be very different, specifically for romance novels.
All right. We have a look at one of your recent trailers. Let's take a peek.
Who are you? Ian Hunter, Master Wingman, and your only chance in hell of getting that.
When do we start?
I didn't pick this life. It's not like I woke up one morning and went, whoa, wouldn't it be so badass to help women get the guy?
What are you doing in my room?
You mean Gabby's room?
I mean my room.
Are you falling for her?
No.
I didn't realize you were dating anybody.
Sorry. Damn it. I was ruining everything.
Ian, I think you should go. You do realize the last time I saw you, you almost killed David and somehow simultaneously broke my heart.
I'm scared that you'd be settling for me when David is the one you wanted all along. I know what you're thinking. I've played this all wrong. Okay, the final rule. It's up to you to invite them in.
Do you want to come in?
That depends.
On what?
Do you have refreshments?
I didn't know you found my husband.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He is just about to get married, I think. So unfortunately, you may have missed your boat on that one.
That's okay, because I'm just going to sign up and keep watching him all night long.
Nick is a sweetheart. That's the other thing, that I do get to work with these incredibly beautiful men and women. And they're all just so divinely nice. So, and also willing to learn. They call it the Tosca School for Gentlemen Callers. Because I make them go through the specific rules of how you address women, and so it's really quite.
What are those rules?
What are those rules? Well, no, it's just certain things like making sure the words that you use are, it's too much today. Too many times today, men are unknowingly using sexist words, and they don't know that they're using them, and it's not intentional. But if you listen to the words that are being used, they're sexist. For example, hey, what are you doing? Is your girlfriend going to visit her family for Christmas this year? No, I wouldn't let her. Well, you don't get to let her do anything. Yeah. You spoke about it, you communicated your desire for her not to go, And she chose not to go because you discussed it. You didn't not let her go.
Right.
And so, like, for example, so that's one, just using the words, making sure you understand the words that you're using.
This is part what I feel is it's a part of your infinite genius is the emotional intelligence piece.
Yeah.
It's just, and a lot of the emotional intelligence that I see in like even the trailer is it's so nuanced, right? And it's very difficult thing to sort of teach when you sort of give these sort of lessons. Do you find that people are pretty receptive? I mean, you have a beautiful way of expressing things that I think lands well with people as well.
Thank you.
So yeah, do you find that combination of emotional intelligence and the ability to sort of speak in an eloquent, sensitive way, allows people to receive better?
Very receptive. The men and women they've really enjoyed it. It creates a very safe space on set, especially when you talk about how a man can touch a woman or when they can. And so men will, some of the guys that I've worked with are like, okay, you're in this location, you're gonna, guide the woman out of the restaurant. And they'll grab her arm or something and pull it. I was like, no. That is not how we touch a woman. That you put your hand on the small of her back and you gently guide her out. Little things like how you touch a woman when you're going to kiss her, how you touch her face, which we call fragile porcelain. So you're like, okay, so you're going to touch her face like it's fragile porcelain, and then you can kiss her. You can do all these different things to really encourage the woman, to make her feel safe and loved and, worshipped. Really, which is what you should do.
All men should go through your school. I'll accept any former students.
Only those that graduate.
So coming to a conscious conversation around, one of the things I struggled with when I was like going through my awakening and getting rid of all the programming and all those things, like one of those things was around romance, because I had placed so much like romance equals suffering and heartache.
Right.
I couldn't have one without the other in my programming. So then as I began to awaken and release those ties, I found that the romance in my life kind of wasn't there as much because I didn't have that pain and suffering that came along with the hot, passionate, everything.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? How do you deal with, because you're a very evolved woman. It's just a fun dramatization in the production of it, directing of it, or how do you think about that?
I think that it's all human emotion, and I think that it's one thing that makes us very different from all other species. Basically, we have this ability to feel all these different feelings, and we should welcome all of them. I think you can choose to focus on the happier side than focus on the darker side, but it's all emotion that is. So I like to, so I'm just going to throw something out here.
Yeah.
So the world of crushes. Crushes are, I like to talk about how a crush is wonderful. A crush is one of those things that it's very romantic and it brings out all these human emotions. You can feel everything. You have that person in your mind. You do things, you go to the gym more often, you eat a little better, you read maybe a little bit more, you try and make yourself a better person because you are feeling good about yourself.
Your mojo, you got your mojo.
Yes, definitely have your mojo. But it's a crush. And crushes, by definition, will crush you. So you have to understand that I am going to use this crush to better myself as a human. But know that this crush will come to an end and it will hurt. But don't live in the pain. Live in the empowering moment that'll take you to that. It will ultimately it'll crush you, but you will be a better person at that point.
This too shall pass, right?
Life too shall pass. But it's a wonderful experience, and you should experience it. And it's going to be painful at the end. I'm sorry, it is going to be painful if it ends. But you'll learn so much. It's worth it.
Such a good point, and we talk on the show quite a bit about the difference between like attachment and addiction and love. Right,
Yeah.
and I think even a huge part of the crush process, while so much of it is about hormones and neurotransmitters and whatnot, it's also a lot about like outsourcing that which you want to feel, which is joy and love and passion, to somebody or something else,
Agreed.
and completely attaching it to them. Right.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've had a really interesting sort of journey yourself to get to that place. How did you get to this place of being so evolved as there? So beautiful.
Thank you. I'm a very rational person, so I think about these. I can talk myself in and out of an emotion pretty quickly. And the one thing that I say all the time is that my feelings are valid. My feelings are 100% valid. my feelings don't have to be the same as your feelings. So I might have a massive crush on you, and maybe by the end of today I will.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
But I might have a crush on you and have great feelings for you, but you don't have those for me, and that is okay. There's nothing wrong with my feelings. My feelings are valid. So I get to have those feelings, and I get to own those feelings, and it's great for me to have those feelings. But I can't make you feel anything for me. So I think recognizing that you have no real effect on how somebody else feels, except, I mean, if you hurt them intentionally or if you love them intentionally, you know, but you can't make somebody love you or. So.
I know.
I
know. But I do love what you're saying there, and that, you know, I work as sort of a positive psychology practitioner, and my work, I thought in the beginning, was helping people to change how they felt and what they thought. And I've come to realize that it's not. It's the exact same work that you're doing, which is essentially creating a safe space where change can happen on its own, where love can happen on its own. And it's not about me pushing or pulling in any one direction, but just creating that safe space.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing that with your film, with your work. It's just incredible.
It's really empowering. It's fun to just play in this thing called life with all drama, all emotions, whatever. So fun. And I'm like, I'm ready to watch some of this.
I'll be passion flixing tonight.
Thank you.
I'm gonna show up tomorrow morning all by myself. They'll be watching the movie.
You should watch.
I would definitely watch. No question of that.
So where can people find the films?
So we're at passionflix.com. We're on all iOS and Android devices. We just launched on Roku this last week, so that's great for us. And we'll continue to develop. The company only launched in September, so in the very few months that we've been around, we've released 4 features, and I'm just editing my 5th one right now.
Oh, congratulations. So nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to This Week in Focus. Victoria Simone here, associate producer here at Focus TV Network, America's first live streaming daily talk show network with my girl,
Jasmine, co-host of Good Morning LaLa Land. So Victoria, tell me what happened this week in Focus.
So last week on the Focus TV Network, we had What's Good
with Aida Rodriguez, super funny, talented comedian.
We had Reshape with Allie Landry.
With legendary Roma Downey and Kyle Richards.
We had Moms Matter hosted by Shirin Yadagar. On that show was
Sophia Dixon,
founder of Q Wonder. We had Success Beyond Beauty founder Terry Briggs with our girl Erica Dela Cruz, Jez, who we're wearing right now.
We are wearing J Squad. Special thanks for making us feel like a true goddess here on Good Morning LaLa Land.
Speaking of Good Morning LaLa Land, who was on last week?
We had legendary host Jane Hansen, the creative team of Sick for Toys, amazing musician, and Kirsten Collins was here, singer-songwriter, and she's making grown men cry. And of course, we had Eric and Santi Nielsen from the Bay.
Couple goals. Thanks for tuning in to This Week in Focus. Jez, thanks for helping me out.
Welcome back. We're talking about Motivation Monday, and this young woman is definitely motivating me. Her name is Taarini Dang. She is an author of The Young Aspiring Entrepreneur, a book. She's 14. Are you still 14?
Yeah.
Holy cow. She is the founder of a VC firm, and she has spoken all over. She's got an Instagram account that's all about the classy woman. And you have another business called what's it called?
Million Champs.
Million Champs. I mean, hello. What? 14.
Yeah.
What is going on, girl?
It's so incredible that you have done in so much work at such a young age. But have you always had this clarity? Did you know what you wanted to do when you were born?
Yeah, actually, when I was in first grade, I was inspired by like Mark Zuckerberg and everything, and I was like, I want to do that too.
What inspired you most about Mark?
So I watched The Social Network, and I liked his attitude. I liked how he wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I liked that he never gave up on it.
It's so interesting to me. I never even understood the concept of being an entrepreneur till I was well into adulthood.
I see.
Tell me about what that means to you. What does an entrepreneur mean to you?
So an entrepreneur to me is someone who really believes in themselves and really believes in the idea that they're trying to form and is ready to work hard for it.
And you're clearly working hard for
Yeah.
it. Tell us about your VC, your venture fund.
So I founded a venture capital firm called Dang Capital. We have raised $100,000. We are going to invest in women in tech and youth startups. So yeah.
Love that.
That's
What's
amazing.
been the hardest part about starting that?
I think mostly like the people in my school, especially, who are like, why is she doing this? That's really stupid. She should just like focus on like, I don't know, like popular things and what makes the person popular. And like a lot of people criticize me since childhood. And I think that really kind of made me want to do it more.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good on that.
It's so amazing. It's so important. And as the era and the history right now of women rising and I feel like the whole world is really trying to find like where's our authentic swing, if you will, for each woman, because each one of us is going to be different, right? But I do think that women, and clearly young women, need to be in the conversation of money and what that potential is. And so how do you see that? How does a woman out there, young woman that doesn't know anything about money, how does she begin? How does she begin to get involved with it?
She begins by doing something that makes her passionate, like what she's passionate about. If you're passionate about something, I think money is like a second thing. It will come follow you. And if you're good at it, yeah.
So you co-created Classy Woman.
I co-founded, me and my friend Komal, she also worked very hard on it. We both founded an Instagram account called Classy Women, N. We have like 68,000 followers now on Instagram, and we're really working hard to empower women.
What does being a classy woman mean to you?
So being a classy woman is like fighting back haters, ignoring everybody else, and still continuing your education and being passionate about what you do and becoming successful.
I love that. And you've spoken at so many places. Tell us about where you've spoken.
So
and
I've
what that's
spoken
like.
at Google Female Founders Summit, Collision. There's something called ATIA, TyCon. I've spoken at a few places like that. Yeah.
And what's been the highlight of your career at 14 years old?
The highlight is that I'm able to like help other people, help women, especially through Dang Capital and through Classy Women and Million Champs also. And I'm just happy that I'm able to help others reach their goals.
So did you put all your secrets in this book? Because I certainly need to be reading it.
Well, my secret is simple. I work hard.
You work hard.
I love that. I love
What would you want people to most know about this book?
I want them to know that like when they read it, they should have the confidence and they should have the confidence to become an entrepreneur.
Where'd you get your confidence from?
I think I was influenced by my mom and dad. They're both very encouraging since childhood, and I think that's where I got my confidence
I love
from.
that.
I have no doubt that you will certainly be changing the world. If you had
Thank
one
you.
wish for yourself, what would it be?
It would be that women in tech, girl CEOs, working women aren't just hashtags in the world. There's something worthwhile.
Oh,
Yeah.
You were that. You were that.
You are a classy woman, a young woman, and we just want to say thank you. Where can people find you?
LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, anywhere, honestly.
And we can follow the journey at Classy Woman,
Yeah.
double N.
That's right.
Yeah, double N.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
Check
so
out the book.
excited.
Where can they find the book?
It's on Amazon.
Perfect. Anywhere great books are sold.
So the young aspiring entrepreneur, the young aspiring entrepreneur is so important in today's world, knowing that each and every one of us has a unique expression in their creativity, whatever that is. So get involved with some classy women, get your mojo on, and we will be right back.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. It has been an incredible morning, and we are so honored to have Brandee J with us today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I love what you're doing with Luxe Kurves.
Thank
Let's talk
you.
about it. Tell us about the magazine.
Well, Luxe Kurves magazine, we're the only upscale publication for curvy plus size women. I launched about 3 years ago, but I've been in the plus size industry for about 8 years, and I started out wanting to show that we have a lifestyle and it needs to be showcased. And for me, I grew up loving the finer things in life due to my parents. So, and I wanted to let the world know, like, just because we're curvy, that doesn't mean we don't like the finer things in life. And we have a lifestyle. We love to travel. We love going out to concerts. We love theater. So that is what Luxe Kurves is. And I said, you know what? This is what God told me to do, so I'm going to do it and be that platform.
I love that. So tell us your journey to this, because I know in your bio, it talks about how you kind of had to come to self-love. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, well, growing up, I didn't like myself because I was the chubbiest in the family. And I attempted suicide a couple of times due to my weight. And it was my grandmother who always was instilling great things into me. And it was when I was about 15 when I said, and she was like, enough is enough. You have to love yourself. You're not meant to be a size 02. It's not going to happen in your family. We have thunder thighs for days. You need to love yourself. And that's when I just started loving myself and getting more into doing that even as a young teenager.
So it's such a great question. And I really appreciate you sharing your journey to self-love.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one question I most consistently get is like, well, how do I love myself if there's so much about me that I don't love? Like, I don't know how to get there. What do you recommend?
To me, it's prayer and just really realizing that we're not all the same. And there's days I don't love myself, and there's days I do love myself, and it's all about just saying, you know what, I'm worth it. And when you say you're worth it, then that goes out into the universe, and then it comes back to you. And I could have broke down. My first marriage, I was physically abused, emotionally and mentally abused. And I was 20 with a young daughter, and I said, I don't want her to see me like this. And I deserve more. So once you realize you deserve more, then you just put that out there and then it comes back to you.
It's so important. So thank you for sharing about,
You're
I mean, I think so many of us have gone through body image, especially women.
Yes.
And I know there's a lot of people that attempt suicide. There's a lot of people that don't want to live, that don't actually attempt it. So thank you so much for sharing that vulnerable story.
You're welcome.
It's important for people to know that we've got to learn how to love ourselves and be our own best friends.
Exactly.
Sure.
And that's why I created my platform, because I want people to see little girls to be like, she looks like me, and I could relate to her. And that's one thing growing up, I wanted to see someone who looked like me on TV and to doing all these things. So I had so many doors slammed in my face. I said, I'm just going to create my own platform. And that's what I did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And you're hosting some incredible events
Yes.
too. We've got a brunch coming up. Tell us about it.
Yes, we have the Bosses Brunch on June 16th. My business partner, Keisha Waters, she's also the celebrity stylist for Luxe Kurves and creative director. We wanted to do something where we are both mothers, we're both women in business, and we wanted to let people know that you can do this. And we just wanted to put it out there. I'm also debuting my swimsuit line at the fashion show, S. Jane Swimsuit Line for Curvy Girls. And it's really a powerful women empowerment event on June 16th at the Sophie Hotel out here in Beverly Hills. So we're just so excited. And it's something that we just said it's time to do, to bring all these great women together so we can just let them know that it is possible. You can live your dreams and have kids.
I don't know how you do it, but you make it look easy.
Oh, believe you and me, this weekend at Disneyland, it was not easy. I was like, I'm leaving you here.
Disneyland will test you.
Yes, it will test you, but it's something that I come from a family of strong women. My mom has 5 sisters. Both my grandmothers were single mothers. And if that's instilled into you, there's no excuses. And my father raised us all girls military style. There's no excuses.
Right.
So that's what I put out there. And I said, there's no excuses. Just,
Well, there's nothing more attractive than a woman who just totally loves herself unconditionally, makes
100%.
no excuses for it, and she
Yes.
just like puts on wherever she shines, she is just putting it out there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I just want to say thank you for your work.
Nice,
Your work
thanks.
is so important for all
Thank
of us.
you.
And I just want to honor you for that.
Tell people how they can find you and get involved.
You can find us Luxe Kurves. Everything is Luxe Kurves, and it's curves with a K. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and then all Brandee Curvy J, and that's Brandee with 2 E's and Curvy with a K. And where I'm at, you'll see my team, and it's just a powerful team I have 90% of my team is women and women of color, so it's really a powerful movement that we're doing with Luxe Kurves right now.
Cool.
Love
So
that.
excited. So excited, so motivated by your curves today.
Thank
you so
you.
much. And we're going to bring everyone back in just one moment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. I'm so inspired, so motivated on this Motivational Monday with 3 incredible entrepreneurs and 3 very empowered women. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
So I guess the question I always have is, how can men support women in owning their own power if they can support it at all? But how can, if you had any recommendations for men, because I think there are a lot of men out there, maybe like myself, who, have been raised by strong women and have strong women as friends. And we wanted to do nothing more than just support that in whatever way feels right.
I always say that supporting women as a man, just put your ego to the side and let her shine through and just let her do her. And I just feel like that's really important. And me raising my son, that's what I teach him. Like he's 8, but I'm teaching him now, like, you're going to end up with a strong woman because I'm a strong woman. And that's how it's going to be. So just let her be her and let her live in her light. And don't try to take her shine away from her.
I would say that maybe like changing the mindset. Like we unknowingly say things that kind of affect other people. In Classy Women, I get messages from girls saying that it's just that men kind of make fun of women in certain ways, and that's wrong. So I would say starting by changing the mindset of people. Yeah.
Amen to that, for sure.
Yeah, and I would say, listen. We're going to say exactly how we feel, and just so if you can be open to listening, and respect ultimately. If there are so many ways that you can show respect to a woman, and it is the number one way is to just listen to her. She's going to say what she wants.
Love that.
Very well said.
She's gonna live.
My mom and sister have always made sure that happens. They're very good speakers,
Yes.
but they're also very good listeners. So thank you guys so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you
here
for
today.
having us.
We're Good Morning LaLa Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku, and you can listen to your favorite interviews on a podcast on iTunes.
Right? Please like, share, and comment, you guys. It's important to support the community and people that you love, and we love you. So we're waking up the world together. Have a divine, beautiful day, and know that motivation and inspiration always starts within. Have a great one.
Remember that.
Yep.
It's going to be a Good Morning LaLa Land.
Right.